In a small mountain village, surrounded by cliffs and clouds that kissed the earth each morning, there lived a young boy named Aarav. He was full of energy, always running, always talking, always reaching for the next thing before finishing the last. His teachers loved his curiosity, but sighed at his impatience. At breakfast, he would tap his spoon waiting for the porridge to cool. At school, he would groan whenever lessons took too long. And at night, when his grandmother told him stories, he would interrupt to ask how it ended before the middle had even begun. Why must everything take so much time? Aarav often muttered. His grandmother would only smile and say, because everything that matters needs time to become beautiful. But Aarav never really understood. One morning, after another restless night, Aarav sat by the stream that ran behind his home. He threw stones into the water, watching them vanish beneath the ripples. He muttered, even the river moves faster than my life. Just then, an old man appeared, carrying a carved wooden staff. His beard was white as mountain frost, and his eyes were calm, like water that had seen the world. You think this river is fast? The man asked gently. Aarav blinked. Of course it is. Look at it rush past the rocks. The old man chuckled softly. Follow it, then. See where its hurry leads. Curiosity tugged at Aarav's heart. The next morning, he began following the stream down the mountain. At first, it was thrilling. The water danced over stones, sparkling in the sun. But soon, the river grew wild. It tumbled down sharp cliffs, roaring as it fell. Trees leaned dangerously close to the edge. The air smelled of crushed leaves and damp earth. By evening, the stream had become a raging torrent that crashed into a valley below. Aarav stood there, chest heaving, watching the foaming water disappear into chaos. He realized the faster the river ran, the more it lost its shape. The old man appeared again, as if out of the mist. Do you see now? He asked. Aarav frowned. See what? When the river rushed, it lost its song. But far below, it will slow again, and there, life will bloom. He pointed toward the distant plain. If you want to understand time, follow it further. And once again, he vanished into the trees. The next day, Aarav continued his journey. The river, once fierce, had softened. It wound through fields of wildflowers, its surface smooth and shining like glass. Birds dipped their wings into it. Fishermen cast nets along its banks. Aarav walked beside it until sunset, feeling the calm in his steps. The water here was slower, but it was alive. It nourished everything it touched. He sat on a rock, listening to the gentle rhythm of the current, and whispered, maybe not rushing isn't such a bad thing. Years passed. Aarav grew older. He studied, worked, and sometimes failed. But he learned to move with patience, to let things unfold instead of forcing them. When he planted seeds in the garden, he waited for them to grow without digging them up to check. When his friends argued, he listened instead of interrupting. When he faced setbacks, he took a breath and reminded himself, even the river had to slow down before it reached the sea. And one spring morning, Aarav returned to the same mountain where he had once thrown stones as a boy. The river still flowed, steady and calm. He sat by the bank, watching the sunlight shimmer on its surface. Then he smiled, realizing something profound. The river hadn't changed. He finally understood his grandmother's words. Everything that matters needs time to become beautiful. He whispered, rushing doesn't make life happen faster. It just makes us miss what's already here. He picked up a pebble and tossed it gently into the water. Ripples spread outward, slow and graceful, touching the edges of the river before fading into stillness. And in that moment, he felt peace, a quiet knowing that time wasn't his enemy, but his greatest ally. Because like the river, life isn't meant to be a race. It's meant to be a journey, one that flows best when we move with patience, not against it. So if your dreams feel distant, if your efforts seem invisible, remember the river. Its calm waters still reach the ocean, not by rushing, but by never stopping. Be patient. Keep moving. Flow with time, not ahead of it. Because one day, you'll look back and see that every slow step, every quiet season, every moment of waiting was never wasted. It was all part of becoming who you were meant to be.